guys, welcome to the AU Matrix channel. In today's video, we're going to talk about something extremely serious. It's called BIS, B-I-S, and it stands for Bank for International Settlements, BIS. Now, before I read the script, let me talk a little bit about what the channel thinks about all of this. BIS is the big dog. It's the bank of banks. It's the bank of all central banks. It's a central bank that is the head honcho for central banks around the world. They have 63 members of the most financial enabled banks in the world. Do you hear what I'm saying? Do you hear what I'm saying? Now, my thoughts is this the monster, the invisible monster that cryptocurrency ran into, and that's why cryptocurrency has not been able to level out at the top? Or is this the monster or the invisible monster that controls what happens to the currencies of smaller countries around the world, including Iraq? Is this the monster that understands that maybe, just maybe, cryptocurrency was created by the Japanese as a way to get back at America for Hiroshima? Let's see, conspiracy area. Yeah, I know, but stay with me for a moment here. If that was the case, and if you do your research, you may see little pockets of information that support this. Americans said, oh no, it's not a terrorist financial activity. Crypto is something that can set us free, and we like it, and we're going to make it work. And that is America in a nutshell. No matter what your intentions were for cryptocurrency, America's intentions is, oh no, we like it. You may have created it in disharmony for our lives, but we see it as far, far more than that. Okay, turn the page. No more, no more conspiracy theory-based information. Let's get into the real thing, what BIS really is, the foundation, the facts behind the central bank of central banks. Are you ready? As of 2025, the Bank for International Settlements, BIS, has 63 member central banks and is known as the Central Bank for Central Banks, as I said. These members represent countries from around the world, including major economies like the United States, Japan, Germany, China, and the United Kingdom, as well as developing nations. Together, these 63 central banks represent about 95%, 95% of the world's total GDP. Meaning nearly the entire global economy is connected to the BIS in some way. Now, if you look at the map closely, you will see that the Middle East is almost completely left out of the member banks' enrollment. You have to ask yourself, what effect would this have on Iraq's currency readjustment? The BIS, aka Bank for International Settlements, is the big dog. The headquarters is in Switzerland. Listen to this video clip to understand the reality of the BIS.
It's the Bank of International Settlements, and it's the central bank of central banks.
Where is that located?
It's in Basel, Switzerland. It has 63 of the most powerful central banks as its members, and the New York Fed and the Fed are both shareholders. In 1994.
In one sentence, what's the purpose of the Bank of International Settlements?
Okay, so there are two things you need to know about the Bank of International Settlements.
I'm not sure.
It has sovereign immunity.
What does that mean?
It's above the law.
It's its own country.
Right. It's its own country. It has its own police force. And essentially, other than one of its staff being in a car accident or, minor things, no one has the legal authority to move against it. Number two, it can move money and hold it on its balance sheet and manage money secretly. If I want to steal $21 trillion from the U.S. government and park it on the balance sheet of the BIS, it can move it anywhere in the world and it can keep it on its balance sheet secretly.
First of all, where does its power, who empowered it to have sovereign immunity and the right
It was created after World War I, and it was created in theory to manage the reparations of the German government. But if you read the real history, it was because the Bank of England and the central bankers wanted an entity that had sovereign immunity.
In simple terms, the Bank for International Settlements is the place where the world's biggest money decision makers come together, mostly in secret, to keep the global economy safe, fair, and working smoothly, like a giant control room in the world's money system. This is known for being neutral. It doesn't take sides or belong to any one government, sort of like the Forex market. On the channel's blog, there are at least 3 major articles that you may want to take a look at. One article, Will Iraq Election Speed the Process of the Iraqi Dinar Revalue? Now, the channel itself didn't come up with this article idea. This article was found on an Iraqi blog, a reputable Iraqi blog. And so what I did is summarized what the article said, and I put it on the channel's blog. You do want to read it. You do want to read it. Now, speaking of the elections, there's a lot happening, and I am so happy that the universe and people who care about my future suggested, recommended that I not get involved in the Iraqi election or reporting on the Iraqi election. And the reason is because so much is happening, guys. And I'm keeping a log of everything that is happening so I can report it to you after the election. Another article is the great news, good news. Iraq awards $764 million contract for Baghdad airport. They are doing big things in Iraq. Now, there is also an article, Could Venezuela's Future Spark a Currency Rebound? And this is an extensive article on what's happening in Venezuela. But this article was written before Russia's Navy showed up on the east coast of Venezuela.